Thanks so much for being with us here at Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakran. Okay, I just want to share with you some of the top stories that we're following right now. Starting with really some concerning details that we're learning about a massive firefight that happened. This story that we have been following here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus. So we're learning more about the night that huge fire broke out at a Northeast Atlanta apartment building. Radio recordings are actually giving us a better idea of what firefighters had to deal with to put out the flames at the reserve at LaVista Walk. Well, officials say that there were equipment failures. This massive fire required at least 80 different firefighters to come and fight it. Right now, investigators believe that fireworks on the roof were the cause of it all. Now, when you listen to the radio communications, it is revealed that firefighters were dealing with poor water pressure, a truck breaking down, even checking to see if they had a working ladder. Atlanta News First has reported about equipment failures and temporary station closures due to that issue. We actually asked the chief if equipment issues affected their response. Here's his response.
No, they did not. No, they did not. It was a full response. We went to 3 alarms, which ended up with upwards of 80 firefighters on the scene.
We're out of service. We requested another truck to take our spot in this assignment. We were broke down on the side of the road. Transmission issues.
Now, the state insurance and fire safety commissioner's office says that they may get involved here. Right now, the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department is leading the investigation, but obviously that could change. Many questions about whether the equipment failed, and and if so, how that may have impacted the outcome of this fire. Did it worsen the outcome? Could it have been better? Could the property have been saved? So those are a lot of questions that are being answered with these investigations. We're going to keep following this story on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus. Okay, I also want to let you know about this. So Delta employees, they essentially have a call for action today, and they're actually planning to visit the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis to pay homage to the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. My colleague Madeline Montgomery has more.
It's approximately 55,000 Delta employees who work in everything from on the ramp to the cargo workers, even flight attendants who are wanting to become a union. That's according to the organization Georgia Unions. But they're saying that they're getting opposition from leaders with the airline who are intimidating them.
Union power! Union power! Union power!
Yesterday, folks wanting to unionize held a news conference here in Atlanta before today's trip to Memphis. A ramp worker telling Atlanta News First Delta has anti-union flyers up in break rooms, and that managers are sitting down with employees and making sure that they know they do not want them to unionize. In a statement to Atlanta News First, Delta denied claims of interfering with workers' efforts to unionize and said that they support their employees' rights. Delta said over the past 20 years, attendants, ramp and cargo workers have rejected union representation because many workers prefer to advocate for themselves. Workers we spoke with yesterday say forming a union is the best way to ensure no one is flying alone when it comes to change.
We gather today to emphasize and to advocate for the fundamental right of Delta workers and Delta employees to organize. This press conference serves as a platform to discuss the significance of supporting and upholding the rights of employees to form a union.
We need the community support and tell Delta to respect their workers' constitutional and federal rights.
Delta workers who are involved in this movement have invited the CEO of Delta and other leaders at the airline to meet with them in Memphis. They're going to be there at 2 today, wanting to have an open discussion about making a union. For now, reporting at Hartsville-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, I'm Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
And our thanks to Madeline for that report. Okay, also just want to let you know about really a sad restaurant closing. It's sad for many people, not only the owner, but this restaurant has really been a gathering spot, a kind of a safe haven, if you will, for many members of the LGBTQ plus community. And it's operated for 10 years in Midtown. I'm talking about Henry's Midtown Tavern. It is closing on November 30th, the end of this month. The owner made this announcement saying that, they were unable to reach an agreement with the landlord about the property to ensure the future of the property. Maureen Kalmanson also says that she brings this news with great sadness and disappointment. But again, Henry's Midtown Tavern will be closing its doors at the end of the month after 10 years in business in Midtown. Want to tell you a little bit about, speaking of being unable to kind of reach an agreement on the pricing, let's talk about this issue of affordable housing. Anybody who's been looking for a place to live in Atlanta can certainly tell you the prices are sky high. Today, we're actually expecting a big announcement by a local developer concerning the price of housing and affordable housing specifically. Our Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm has more.
We don't know exactly what the announcement will be, but we know it'll happen here at the Home Depot backyard, which is right next door to Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and that the mayor will be here to provide remarks. Now, according to the press release, Quest Community Development Corporation is making a $110 million investment that will help, quote, bring stability to the housing landscape on Atlanta's west side. Quest says it has planned 3 projects designed to cater to Atlanta's most vulnerable residents, including seniors, people requiring permanent supportive housing, and others facing housing challenges. This is expected to help Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens with his goal of creating 20,000 new affordable housing units in the city. Just last month, he announced 2 big projects that'll help toward that goal. One is a project to convert an old office tower, 2 Peachtree Street, into apartments. The other is the city's plan to convert donated shipping containers, once used as hospitals during the pandemic, into housing units for the homeless.
It's about housing them so that we can then provide some of the triage support, whether that's mental health services, whether that's alcohol and drug addiction support, whether that's helping them find housing or get reconnected to veteran services.
The announcement regarding affordable housing, let's see, 3, 2, 1. The announcement, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks to Rebecca Schramm for that report. All right, let me turn over to a look at this forecast now with meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. Okay, so I guess based on your graphic, we're talking about rain.
Yeah, we have some in the forecast today and then more over the next couple of days, and it's something that we really need. We're definitely in a drought, and we'll get a new updated drought monitor and kind of see how the progress of our drought has continued here tomorrow, so you want to stick around for that. But so far, we are in almost an 8-inch deficit for the year, and we really have struggled to put any kind of dent in that deficit. It's been a struggle for us here. Clearly, we've been pretty dry the past couple of weeks, and any rain that we have received has been pretty light. So definitely need some help in the rainfall department. We'll talk a little bit more about that, talk about a more significant rain chance on the way for next week. And I think most importantly, what I think we're all going to look forward to after a little bit of a dreary day today is a beautiful weekend forecast. Can't wait to tell you about that. So you'll want to stay tuned and stick around. For now, we'll move on through with the day today because we do still have some rain, and you can see the center of the low that is just off the coast. If you look at New Orleans on your screen there and you look just to the south, you see that swirling counterclockwise there? That is the center of low pressure that is ultimately streamlining all this moisture in from the Gulf into North Georgia and especially along the panhandle of Florida. Florida actually has a pretty significant risk for flooding, as not only will they deal with that low, but a secondary low is expected to form. So if you have any friends or family who live in Miami all the way up to West Palm Beach along the Atlantic coast, and even in parts of Central Florida, make sure you're just letting them know that they're going to need to be a little careful, maybe take it a little extra easy on the roadways because they do have a pretty significant flooding risk. For us, flooding is definitely not in the picture. A lot of this rain has been very drizzly, very light. We did have a few steadier showers this morning, but right now what's left just past 10 o'clock here is just some light rain. And again, this rain will continue to dissipate through the day today as that low continues to kind of push off to the east. We will ultimately stay a little drier through the day as any of that moisture from that low kind of just dissipates as it moves inland. So as that low moves inland, it's going to kind of fall apart, and that will ultimately make our rain fall apart through just kind of a damp day. That's kind of the best way to describe it. As we head through the evening, we'll hold on to those cloudy skies. That'll keep our overnight lows a little bit cooler, and temperatures are generally going to hover in the 50s today. We started in the 50s. That's kind of where we're going to stay today. And then as we head through the afternoon, temperatures only topping out again in the upper 50s. It's going to be breezy, so cloudy, breezy, damp, cool. not really a motivating day if you ask me, but again, the forecast will eventually get better. Here's a look at the wind gusts for the day today. So upwards of about 20 to maybe 25 miles per hour possible. It's going to be a breezy day, so just, both hands on the steering wheel, and you're going to want to bundle up because it's going to make the 50s feel cooler without that sunshine to help kind of give us any kind of relief from the cool air. Through the overnight tonight, with the clouds locked in, that's not going to allow our temperatures to drop very much. Overnight lows will generally drop into the upper 40s to low 50s. Tomorrow we'll see a little, it'll still be breezy, and we'll have the chance for stray showers at just about a 20% coverage. So rain really not going to be a huge deal tomorrow. Don't need the umbrella or anything like that as you're thinking about sending the kids to school and as you're getting ready to spend another day at work on your Thursday. Friday, we'll up our coverage of rain to 30%. That's mainly in the evening. So if you have any Friday night plans, maybe something to consider. But for the most part, the day will be dry. The weekend looks fantastic. A set of zeros for our rain chance over the weekend, which is great as compared to last weekend when we did have a pretty significant rain chance for the weekend. That won't be the case this weekend. But notice, rain chances will quickly tick back up as we head into the start of next week. Monday, about a 30% coverage. That'll be mainly for the evening ahead of our next weather system. Now, this weather system looks to be pretty stout. We'll have this very strong weather system, and I'll show it to you in just a second, that's going to traverse across the United States and ultimately make it to the southeast, bringing a pretty widespread coverage of rain, maybe even some thunderstorm activity on Tuesday. That's something we'll be watching very carefully for you. As of right now, as it stands, our dynamics don't look favorable for severe weather, but it's something that we'll be watching. Just a few slight changes could change that for us, so we'll be watching very carefully. This weekend looks like this. Again, after a couple of just kind of unsettled days, we'll have the chance for rain tomorrow, very low-end chance with mostly cloudy skies. And then as we head into Friday, we'll have that front move in. We look ahead to a beautiful weekend. That front not going to cool us down. Our jet stream isn't going to dip very far south behind this front. So this front is really just going to create a little bit of a breeze for us and bring in some drier air, and temperatures will be again near 70 on Saturday, mid to upper 60s on Sunday. So overall, a really, really beautiful weekend is underway once we get past a couple of more dreary days. So let's take you through it. Here's that front on Friday. Again, a chance for a few showers Friday night along a cold front. I think the rain should be out by Saturday morning by the time we're all waking up. A few showers possible through the overnight, but just simply rain. You're not going to hear any thunder or anything like that. It's just going to be rain as we head into Friday night through the overnight hours on Saturday. Again, that should clear out by Saturday morning by the time we're all up and at it on Saturday. And then we'll have a really beautiful sunny day. Now, as we head into Monday, we'll have a very strong weather system start to brew out to our west, and a warm front will lift north, and along that warm front will carry the chance for showers late Monday night, and then we'll get that trailing cold front to move through on Tuesday, and that's ultimately going to bring us a widespread coverage of rain, and again, potentially the chance for some thunderstorms. The essential track of that weather system is going to determine whether we had thunderstorms or not, so that's too far out to determine right now, but something we'll be watching. Right now we're just forecasting rain and a widespread coverage of rain, so that is a first alert for you. Hopefully, looking ahead to Thanksgiving, as that is Thursday of next week, maybe, just maybe, it's looking right now that it's going to be beautiful, colder, because of course naturally that cold front's going to move through, and it does look like the jet stream will dip down south, so that'll pull in some cooler Canadian air for us. It does look like Thanksgiving will be colder and dry and really pleasant. Now that could change, but right now, looking long range, it looks like we will time it out perfectly with our weather systems that seem to be coming in on a conveyor belt, that we'll get a dry slot for Thanksgiving. So again, a couple of dreary days where we'll be mostly cloudy, breezy. Today is just going to be kind of cool, cloudy, and damp. Tomorrow we'll at least see a little more sunshine, so I think tomorrow will be a little more pleasant. Same with Friday. We'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies, dry through most of your day, but rain possible late at night. So just a heads up if you have any late evening plans on Friday. Maybe some rain lingering through the overnight Saturday, but Saturday through the day we'll have a lot of sunshine, mild, dry, a little breezy. Sunday will be gorgeous. Now notice, cooler on Sunday morning. We'll wake up in the upper 30s to low 40s, so that's going to be that cooler air behind that front, you'll notice, with highs only in the mid to upper 60s. We'll be near 60 on Monday, so still that cool air kind of settling in, making itself at home, and we'll have the chance for a few showers late ahead of a weather system that will make rain likely on Tuesday, which is a first alert. So as you're thinking about the next 7 days, because you're probably starting to think ahead to next week with Thanksgiving, the kids are out of school, so you're probably looking for ways to keep them busy. Just know Tuesday you're probably going to have to hang out indoors. All right, everyone, we'll keep you posted on that forecast if anything changes. I hope you enjoy the beautiful weekend that's on the way. We're almost there. We're halfway through the week, and just bundle up, stay warm, stay dry today, and I hope you make it a great day. See you next time.